What's up, guys? Today we're taking a look at this knife. This is the CKF, or Custom Knife Factory, Barm, B-A-R-M. Check that out. This is a beautiful Custom Knife Factory blade. It has a beautiful M390 blade. Check this out, DLC coated, titanium handles. This is titanium frame lock. It gets a lot of like fingerprints on it when you're holding it. This is a beautiful CKF knife. I saw this at Blade Show last year, and in 2024 Blade Show Atlanta, and I took a look at it and I thought it looked really cool. And then this year I finally picked one up and it's excellent. This one is the full DLC version. They also have just a stonewash version as well, plain titanium with the plain stonewash blade. But as you can see here, this has a DLC, like a hand rub DLC blade with a mirror polished swedge. Let me see if I can use this and polish it up a little bit for you, make it look nice. There you go. You can really see how shiny that swedge is. I love shiny DLC. I think it looks amazing. It just catches like fingerprints like super easily. It's a beautiful mirror polish though on both sides of the swedge. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. So they did an excellent job with that. Look at that. Oh, it's so cool. Got a little something there. But yeah, it's awesome. And then the handle is also, it's like a, I don't know if it's DLC or just like stonewash, like a dark stonewash, but it catches fingerprints and like marks from your hand and oil from your hands really easily. Just the finish does. So, you know, you're definitely going to tell when you handle this knife. It marks up, you know, pretty well. Also, it gets a lot of snail trails on the titanium, which is kind of annoying sometimes if you like carry it and use it. It's accumulated some snail trails over time. But this is an excellent, beautiful, large, like Persian, I would say, style blade. The nice swoopy handle. Very curvy. Looks kind of like a big S, you know. Extremely smooth. Very, very smooth. CKF knives, this blew me away when I got this, as far as like how drop shutty it is and just how the quality was in general. It's pretty incredible what they were able to do here. Because flipper only, beautiful, kind of like, you know, swoopy blade, swoopy handle, very curved, very comfy. Very neutral grip. It's very comfy in the hand. I mean, you're just grabbing onto like a banana shaped thing, so it feels pretty good in your hand. And then you have this long belly, I would say, yeah, Persian style, with almost like a harpoon up here. Note there's a jimping comes out to right there, and then for your thumb, lands perfect right on that jimping. Feels really good. This is an M398 blade. There you go, M398. I guess this is number 86. Pretty cool. And there's no pivot, which is really awesome. There's only a pivot on this side, which I think is a really cool design. The way they did that, they were able to keep it pretty, you know, clean of hardware. So there's only one piece of hardware on this side, and then one piece of hardware on this side. And it's very clean design. Definitely works with the aesthetic really well. But yeah, it's awesome. Very smooth, very consistent, completely drop shut, pretty much. Yeah. Definitely drop shut. And this thing's broken in over time. You put a little bit of KPL in those bearings, and this thing just like free floats shut. It's pretty amazing. Centering is completely perfect. Flipping action. I'd say the detent is pretty just perfect. Like, it's not too heavy, not too light. It feels like a perfectly tuned detent, especially for this flipper. It's a pretty light blade. It's not a super heavy blade, but it's able to drop shut because of those bearings. Very smooth, consistent. Completely solid lockup, no movement at all. One thing I will mention is I did have to Loctite this pivot, so I had to tighten it down and Loctite it. So I did accidentally, you know, mar up that, you know, that hardware there on the side. But fortunately, this knife comes with extra hardware. So there's another pivot in this set of hardware that you can replace it if you want to not have to look at that little, you know, the little scratches on there that I put up. But for the most part, this thing is amazing. It does mark up really easily. I mean, I could get my fingerprints all over this blade, and they just show up all over the place. But it's a really pretty knife. Definitely incredible work. This was my first CKF that I ever owned, and they do an amazing job with their knives. Let's do some size comparisons with this guy. I'm going to put this back out because I don't want to scratch it on the table. Here we go. Flip this around. There we go. Get the little label down here. Let's put this out here. Do some size comparisons up against some bigger knives, because this is a larger knife. The Microtech MSI and the ZT308. So as you can see here, it's a very large knife. It's a 4-inch blade, so it's got a lot of cutting edge with that swoopy-like blade. And then you have this really, there compared to the MSI, you can see it's, I'd say just as long, if not slightly longer. Well, yeah, it's basically exactly the same length as the MSI. And you see they're very close to the 308 as well. Sorry about that. And now we'll do a comparison up against the Benchmade Bug Out and the QC Penguin. So yeah, you can see there, it's definitely much bigger than those knives. Definitely a good comparison there. And then last but not least, we'll compare it to, actually, compare it to another one here in a minute. Compare it to the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. So you see, it really is a large knife. It's bigger than both of these. Definitely bigger than both of these. So I'm used to large knives, so it doesn't seem super big to me, but for the normal person, it's going to be a very, very large knife. It doesn't really look like it is, especially like in pictures, and until you really get to hold it, then it's really neat when you get to tell that it's quite a large blade. The last comparison I'm going to do is up against the only other CKF knife I own, the Snafu 4.0, I believe this is, the large Snafu. So this is the large one, also very large. I think this is a 3.75 inch cutting edge, might be a 4-inch blade. Anyway, very large here. You can see they're both very large here, full-size knives. CKF makes some big knives, and these two are definitely good examples of that. Looks like the Snafu is slightly longer, so that's a good comparison. This is a cool knife. Definitely not what I would use like for EDC all the time. It's kind of more of an artsy knife. You could use it for EDC, like whatever task you do. You can use it, a normal knife, just whatever you want to carry it around, cut stuff. It's a fun knife. I think it's more of a designer's knife than actual user, but you can absolutely use it. It'll absolutely work. It'll slice real well. It's very thin behind the edge, full flat ground with the swedge, and it's got the flat coming out here. Very thin. I mean, you get very thin blade. We compare this blade to the Bug Out. You see there, it's a very thin blade for how long the blade is. So you could definitely slice really well with this thing. And it's very smooth, as I said. Very controlled, very nice. Look at that. So last thing I'll do is I'll take the weight on it. It's a good knife. I wouldn't say it's my favorite knife or anything, but I do like this knife a lot. And this knife weighs, full titanium, so it's going to be pretty heavy. Yep, 5.4 ounces. So for a 4-inch blade, that's not that bad, especially considering how long it is, you know, handle-wise and everything, how much titanium you get. But definitely it's going to feel it in your pocket. It's got this really nice titanium pocket clip. I think it goes well with the design. It's got a, you know, nice rounded edges. Nothing's really sharp on it. The back end of this is a little bit sharp, right back here. Sometimes I feel like you can kind of feel it in your hand when when you're holding it. You can kind of feel that back end, but you're never really touching it because you're mostly holding the main part of the handle. So, and it's pretty comfy up here because they do this. It's not really sharp here. It feels pretty good. You can feel it a little bit, but it's not sharp. So there's not really many hot spots on this knife. It feels pretty good for the most part. So, yep, that's it for this video. Let me know what your favorite CKF knife is, and yeah, I definitely prefer the Snafu over the Barm. I like the Snafu better. This is a large Snafu, so it's a bigger one, and I happen to just like it more, the design and everything. So yeah, this one's the CKF that I really like. But I've only owned 2, so I'm sure I'll probably get more CKF knives in the future. But yeah, I like it a little bit better than the Barm. But they're both excellent knives, and CKF does a wonderful job. So that's it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye.